Go. Peace, family. We're gonna have an amazing class today at 4:30 AZ time zone. But I want to talk about something today, and I don't need a script, but I like to talk about a lot of times motive and how a lot of times when individuals know that they weak, they throw this facade out to you and just look at the pattern of this wealth thing, and it just be so laughable, man, to where I done been around all type of different people that scam, all type of people that get introduced to people that let them use cars to do videos and things, and I'm like, a lot of people start right, but when they see things and they see how a lot of our people are just blind and they think this pageantry is success, they know how can I say, throw things in your face to convince you that that's success. And no amount, a whole bunch of debt is success. And I'm just, it just it's laughable to see how most of our brothers, especially these religious brothers in these religious communities, how they all doing a lot of the same things, using props and things to try to get people and say this is what your trust in the inner self and the inner beings can do, get you some money, get you a car, or all this, and they all saying the same thing, and it's like, come on, man. It's not even, if that's the case, if you're making all that money, why aren't you doing all those things that you say you wanted to do? Why aren't you buying all the land instead of the first thing going and get? And I'm just speaking on things when people say that their heart is right. All you got to do, analyze what a person giving you. You can't get mad if a person is analyzing things. If you say you a builder and all this, I wouldn't go get, and I'm just using this as an analogy, a Bentley or a Corvette before I go purchase the land myself and go purchase 10 or 20 acres. I've done it. My moving, we done it already. We're building. So I don't. Do you see me doing a whole bunch of videos trying to promote that? We have a tribe. I'm not gonna jump in no car and a lot of things just pageantry. And I tell us, it's like, listen, that ain't. So you telling me the only way to reach my people is I got to do what the court jesters are doing and dress myself up in outer appearances and jump in a so-called expensive car and a so-called luxurious item with somebody's last name and say this is success and this is how I'm going to attract my people. I mean, it's buffoonery. It's clownish because I know game and I know what things cost. You it ain't no such thing as faking it to make it. That's why a lot of these people, when I say you got to really understand what people are, they're entertainment, and all you got to do is look at the pattern. You got certain people that talk about they vegan people and what they do when they start doing things. They say, "Oh, how I want to attract people? I'm going to get in cars and act like I'm coming out of jets." It's the same shit. It's the same pattern. It's no different. It's the same pattern. Oh, I'm coming out of a jet. I'm coming out of a car. I'm coming out of this. Oh, all right, it's ready, action. Hi, my name is this. You in a parking lot or you at an Airbnb. And it's just what it is because I don't think people really understand what things cost. And it's not hating. It's just facts. It's all props. We talk about wanksters. We talk about CB4 rappers. Well, it's the same thing with these so-called religious, so-called conscious brothers and sisters, and then we so goofy that we fall for that shit. And be like, I want to drive that car. You want to drive a car? You think understanding who you are is all about a car? Man, that is crazy. And I can show you how to get this, and I can show you how to do this. To get a car, so the whole thing for me to drive around in a car, that's what you want. So I don't want that.
So what's the thing? What's the scam? And see, and people understand that. We're not talking about educating and having a institution where you're not only educating adults, you're educating children. Because if what we're doing is valid, not only should we be teaching the adults, this is the things we should be teaching the babies. So we can teach the babies young what we learn late. If this is valuable information, and if you're willing to lie to the kids and teach the kids a lie, not only you is Allah and your heart, we know your motive. So if you're not willing to teach the kids the strategy that you say that made you successful in X amount of months or X amount of years, just imagine if you can teach these babies that and they learn these strategies at a young age. That's how you know it's all fugazi.
You see, because if that's the case, I'll be teaching the children all this stuff young. So as I'm getting elder in my age, I'm bringing up more people in the ranks to be better, to take it to the next level. But we know that's not. Everybody want to be a king. That's why I says, look at this stuff. How can this stuff be successful? And these is only one individual with so-called things. How is this working? You're the only one with this, and this works, and this works, and you got all these fake ass testimonies. Well, okay, if that's the case, First Thessalonians 5:21, prove it. You can't get mad when someone asks for proof, and you on the internet on a public platform. Social media is public, so when you get on there, you can't get mad and somebody say, "Oh, prove it." Talk about you private. You ain't private. And see, and I tell people that's not hating. All you got to do is analyze these things. Success just don't happen magically in no year or two, especially in business. I don't care what market you in. You don't, I don't care if it's NFTs. I don't care if it's what we call it, whatever kind of homes you want to do, electric wiring, anything you think you want to get into what these brothers doing about this house market, all this stuff that they be saying they be doing. All of a sudden you are mastering this in a year or two, or in a year. That's fugazi, and that's not hate. Those are facts. Those are facts. Because if it wasn't, you should be able to take that to on any platform, and it works. Not just to no community, to a whole bunch of poor people. These are facts, man. I mean, all you got to do is look. I mean, people. I don't know who they think they fooling. I mean, and I'll just say the time will tell. When you cut the light on, the roaches scatter. And I tell people, you better be honest before the lights come on, because all you got to do is look and see where all this stuff from. These are certain companies where most of these people are Airbnbs. Most of these people are renting these cars, leasing these cars, and they connected to a person that has cars. I mean, I travel. I know. I travel all over, and we think that's success. We think that's what a God man is all about. And I say a lot of us, our God men, have fell for the illusion. When I say what's your motive, a lot of people motive is money. So therefore, their God is money. They become polluted. A lot of them, they don't be polluted in the beginning. A lot of them start off righteous, but when they see that you can be easily, how can I say it, fall for the Jedi mind trick by dangling some pageantry in your face, they know that. They know that most of us weak. You just got to imagine how much things cost and be like, okay, come on, and really, really think about it. It's to convince you that this is success. It's to convince you stepping out a private jet is success. It's to convince you turning out a parking lot in a Corvette or a Bentley or a Maserati is success. It's convincing you of that. It's convincing you of all these things. And so when we talk about the movement, we talk about us as a people, and we put all these quotes on there. If you're successful like that, where you can afford all these extravagant things, then you can be building your own community. And like I said, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, we're doing that already. We already own 10 acres. We're building. So if I'm so successful and I'm on the internet saying I'm doing all these classes and I'm raking in all these dollars and I'm showing the people and I got all these testimonies and I'm doing all these grander things that I'm saying, why aren't you building your own tribe? Why aren't you building your own institution to teach this? And why aren't you teaching on the internet to your whole, like if I'm and I'm just using the analogy, if I'm a Nation of Islam Muslim, or if I'm a Hebrew Israelite or whatever I portray to be, my group of people, I'm teaching this to my people. I don't have to try to convince people. And all my people that I'm teaching, they're gonna be able to testify of this. And I'm gonna build my people up. I'm gonna build my institution up. I'm gonna buy the land. Why? So we can be private. So we don't be having to go all over it and saying, oh, we can do this, we can do this. I'm gonna show you what we can do. Why? Because I'm successful now. At least that's what I tell people. I'm riding around in Lamborghinis and Maseratis and Corvettes. I'm driving out of parking lots now. I can afford parking lots now. I mean, I can afford Corvettes now if that's the image that I'm portraying. See, I'm not talking about anybody individual. I'm talking about the image you're portraying, the image that you are trying to convince someone. So if that's the image you're portraying, if now I can afford all these grander things, and I say we can have this as a tribal leader, as a person, as a head, as a sheik, as a magi, I'm going to build my own community for my people. If that's what I'm doing. And even if I'm not all the way that level yet, the funds that we're bringing in, a percentage of that is going to go for us to build our own. So for we can eventually have our own area, if we can be private, our religious community. Because I don't hate a person that's rich, and I don't respect a person that's poor. And just because you think you poor, you righteous. Because Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19, wine is made for laughter, but money trumps all. I ain't hating on money, and money is not the root to all evil. You the root to all evil. When you get money, it's just going to illuminate who you are. You must be a God and understand that you are who you are with or without, and you rise above. Because if man make anything, and you coming from the great God of Allah that created everything on earth, then you're going to be able to attract things. Because money is not earned, it's given. Understand what I'm saying? Money is not earned, it's given. So if we portray, and you look at all these brothers that start off speaking righteous, speaking on the Quran, speaking on these things, and they put themselves in a position, just like all the other scam artists that use cars and use props to bring you in. That's sad. Like that's sad. Like to me, that's sad. It's like this what we are. It's no originality. Why don't you just teach and teach the teachings? So we're gonna be like everybody else and say, well, I'm gonna rent a car and say this car I'm gonna drive around the corner and I'm gonna act like I'm jumping out of cars and all this stuff. It's like that's success. If that's success, I don't need to beg nobody to support nothing. All I need to do is use some of the money that I'm buying all these extravagant things and build my compound. That's all I need to do. And that's what I tell people. If you're successful now and Allah bless you with with a lot of the monetary things in life, and you're able to afford extravagant things, and you say, oh man, we need our own land and this, that, and the other, and our own farm. Well, that's what you should be doing with your money. And you don't got to say what we should be doing. You should be like, this is what I'm doing with the funds that Allah has allowed me to have. Yes, I'm live a good life. Yes, I use some of my funds to live my life. That's my personal thing because a workman is due is higher. But look at all the good that I'm doing with my finances. Look at what I'm doing. In the meantime, I ain't just having fun. Look what I'm building. I say I'm a teacher. Where my classroom to teach. You can teach for donations. You can make things available for people for smaller donations that they'll go somewhere else and they'll charge a lot of dollars for it, like I do, especially with my books and things. Instead of going to Amazon buying those books for thousands of dollars, I have them PDF. And you get tax exempt receipts. I show you how to set up your business and get quick 30 accounts and register you on the Duns and Bradstreet and get your articles of organization and get lines of credit in your business. I show you the strategy for a way smaller donation than people trying to hustle you. That's what an organization, that's what a community does. So when Allah blesses you with the so-called monetary riches of life, or the things that man or the things that woman want, and you have these things, what about the mission that you say you was all about from the beginning? You forget? You see? And so that's the thing. You trying to attract people now with cars and shit and this and are jumping out of this and all that extra shit. What about the land? What about the community? What about the farm? So what you gonna do with your money? And that's what I tell people. You worrying about somebody else's food while yours getting cold. And then when you get the things that somebody else have, that you will talk about what somebody else should be doing with their money, you do the same thing that they do. And it's the same thing with Negroes talk about, oh, deal with me, the misnomer white man will rob you in the record business. And then a goofy Negro will do the same thing to you that you call the European or the Albie or the trailer back that's doing to you. The same shit. Look at all them brothers in the record business that did the same thing that these so-called European Jews was doing in the record business. The Negroes did the same thing, the same shit, the same thing you went and did to your brother. Instead of building them up, instead of showing them how to do it together, you did the same shit. And that's what I be saying these clowns be doing. And everybody don't start corrupt. Some people start right, and then they see what people stupid. Next thing you know, you see the gradual change. You see the gradual change. Like, look at them now. Do you see all these videos? The same shit. It's the same shit. You can close your eyes. It's the same person that's this. The same person that this. And I can help you do this. I can help if you that successful. If Allah done blessed you now, and you got all these cars, you can do all this. Why you ain't purchasing your land? Why you ain't springboarding yourself? Like you teaching the strategy, but why you ain't springboarding yourself? Where your compound? Why you got to go to somebody else's stuff? Cause see, me and my brothers, we own 10 acres. We building. You can look us up. We right in the middle of Vegas. We own 10 acres. We building. The Burning Bush Tabernacle, Science Temple and School. We building our compound. So just imagine if I was on the internet and I'm jumping out of cars and all of a sudden you see me and I'm talking about building. I say I'm a Buddha and I tell you this is what I do. This is the percentage that go to the ministry. This is the percentage that go to me. And all of a sudden all you see is me. And I'm jumping out of the car. And hi, my name is Sheikh Hakeem Al-Bey, and I can help you get money. And then I'm jumping out my BMW. And then I'm doing another commercial. And I'm going here. Hey, man, you don't have time. Hey, man, that shit's corny. And that ain't hating. And y'all know that shit corny. All you got to do is say, okay, if you're making so much money, let me see your portfolio. Let me see what the movement own. Let me see what the movement own. They don't own shit. It's all props. It's all bullshit. And that's what I tell people, and you can't get mad. What the movement own? All that shit, I'm marching around with these people giving a facade that this is that. That ain't it. That ain't it. People, and I'm saying, what person always is in a suit all fucking day? Oh, so you in a suit that's what you do, you just in a suit, so you sit in the office all day. The shit corny. And I be telling people that the shit is corny. It's like action, go. That's not real life. That's not shit. That's not real. All of a sudden you put on a suit and you knowledgeable. A monkey in a suit is just a fucking monkey. Allah don't make you successful. The wisdom and like I tell people, anytime you want to learn about the stock market or about investing, the first thing you must do is study. And when you study the language of any science you get into, you will see that these niggas is frauds. And that's what I call them, because it's fraudulent concealment, because they think you so stupid. And that's why they don't come to me with that trash, because they don't even know the language. I said, I know where you at. I know what city you in. I know where you got that car from. I know the people you connected to. I know the facade. I know the Airbnb you staying at. You want me to go stay in that motherfucker and show people? I mean, it just be facade. And when you cut the lights on, roaches scatter. And you cannot be mad at that. And they know what get us. We fall for this shit all the time. We just think success, especially God, man, that started off with right. And then all of a sudden, success just pop out of nowhere. Off of what? And you be the only one. And then you got all these fake testimonies. It's just like when I used to be a director for a couple colleges, and we used to buy email addresses and phone numbers. Don't even be hot leads. The same way people be buying fake testimonies. I mean, I know how this shit goes. I know how this shit goes. It's a lot of shit be fake. And then they don't even know the language. And then all of a sudden you jump in something. I said, man, if you don't have 10,000 at least to jump into and invest within 5 years, you wasting your time. Because the stock market, it doesn't crash. It adjusts itself. Someone's always winning. Hold on. Let me check something, y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 second more. I'm just freestyling. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. I'm back, man. What time is it? Oh, I got time. Then people get mad when you correct them with sound wisdom. It's like, man, you can't get mad. All that stuff be fake. All of them on TV. I don't respect nobody because they old. Old doesn't mean elder. You just old. That's all that means. You just old. I know game. I know game. I I know game. I know bullshit when I see it. That's why ain't nobody gonna come to me with that shit. I don't respect no gray in your head. The grays of your head and your beard is supposed to exude wisdom. I don't respect that bullshit because you fraudulent concealing people. And see, I'm always stand strong. I don't have to convince nobody of who I am. I don't have to go around telling nobody who I am. That's clown shit. This science, and when people talk about they have magi, they're a healer. Well, okay, well, the healing is for you. How you healing other people when your life is in shambles? How you gonna tell somebody about finances and then you look up and say, let me see your portfolio, and you ain't wealthy? How you gonna teach me how you gonna teach me wealth and you don't have money? You just talking. It's like a person saying, hey, I'm gonna try to show you how to write a book. How many books you written? I'm gonna show you how to get rich, and you're not rich. That shit is clown shit. It's all talk. And then you look at these people that's doing these things, you'll never see them with their fans on. You gotta wonder why, but they call themselves Moors. Why? Why you not doing the honorable work with their fans on? Because you know you're a liar. And you're not gonna disrespect that hairdress. You're gonna talk all that stuff and talk all that colorful black stuff and play around instead of correcting yourself. And that's what we mostly do at all times. Because our intention and our motive is not the heart. It's not Allah. It's money. Always money. You tell a person, that person will tell you exactly they want. All you gotta do is listen. That's why when wars come in, they talk about let's do business, but you a war, so it shouldn't be where you operate. So if your motive ain't right, I don't care. It ain't nothing to do with me. Why? If I do business with other people that ain't wars and things, I don't care. When we say you war, and say you operate on certain tenets, then it's gonna be a certain way we do business. If not, I don't need your business. I can care less. Don't get scammed by somebody else. Instead of coming to somebody real that can show you strategy, because you thinking you want to scam. I don't have to scam. I can go right back to the world I'm living with and continue to do what I'm doing. I don't have to do nothing for no so-called NBC. No disrespect. I'm just saying. Because if you do business, you a true businessman. True business is just not with a particular demographic. If you do business and you have something that people want, they're gonna do business with you, especially if they honor me. And I do numbers. I'm out here in Arizona. I'm a Moor. I look just like this when I do business. I got my turban on. I got my Leo on. I mean, I'm a Moor, and I do business at a Moor at all times. And the only reason why we lost because a lot of Moors are in their lower self. They won't come all the way in. Ego, pride, and it's sad. And that'd be the main issue with Moors. They'll jump on my page and they'll jump on my YouTube and want to do business and want me to set up their business, but don't want to become members and don't want to learn more science. And I'm like, well, what's your motive? And they know they don't know a damn thing. And I'm not talking about nobody individual, but I know facts. Because all I gotta do is ask a couple questions. And I know you don't know nothing, and you know you don't know nothing. But a person that jump on my page, won't come to class, won't do all that, and a lot of individuals make videos based off what? And I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just stating facts. And if the shoe fit, wear it. Oh well. I'm talking facts. You got a lot of people that's not learning nothing systematically, but make videos every day based on their own understanding. Where's the science? Who you study with? What a group of people. But a lot of Moors have a whole bunch of books. And I say, I don't give a shit how many books you have. I mean, and I don't care how many Black Law Dictionary you have. That shit don't mean nothing. None of that shit. Especially if you don't understand the language. And Moors love to just act like you smart and just post a whole bunch of books. But your life in shambles. Your life not even all the way together. And we think just posting pictures of a whole bunch of books means something. You ain't even read them shits. I know this for a fact. This is what I know. Why? Because every book a person posts, I read every one. Why? Because I'm a true doctor. I study everything. I read everything. I'm a walking book. I don't need no books. Why? Because it's my life. It ain't nothing that I'm just doing like most people do. Most people work their job and give their teachers and give their science something they do in the pastime. But this is my life. Allah positioned me for this to be my life. Allah positioned me for this to be my life. I prepare to be in the position I am. I prepare. I educated myself to be able to work for myself. I went to the universities to do what I'm doing. I'm a business. I do 20, 30 things to be able to do this. And that's the problem with us. We talk about the Black Christian code and all this. We can't come
is your purpose? And I ask every person that be on my page simultaneously and more than once or twice on different days. What is your purpose if you don't like what I'm saying? And if you that crazy where you jump on the person's page just to listen, you crazy. And I told Morris, I'm gonna start blocking people. I don't care if we've done business. Business has nothing to do with our spirituality and our nationality if you're not a student. If you're not, what's the purpose? Morris not even, and then the thing, all these brothers want to post pictures and all these things, and there's nothing wrong with wearing certain turbans, but Morris don't even know how to tie his fucking turban. Morris don't even have a fez. Morris will go to Amazon and get a fez, or go to the fraternity store and get a fez, not knowing that the fraternity store get the fez from my source. You should want to get your fez from a sheep, and you go more. I don't know where to get a fez from, and you know a true sheep got a web page where he sell all Moorish American regalia. You confused, and you know a sheep, the guy that compiled 10 books that'll teach you the basics, and we sit around and play around because we play. We want to act like we're something, and that be the problem with a lot of us. We act like something. No, we don't know anything. We act like we a grandmaster because we post all these pictures, and we can go on Amazon and buy your martial arts suit and buy your black belt. But when you come around a true grandmaster and they challenge your black belters or they challenge your sheepers, you don't know nothing and you get mad. When you shouldn't be dressed like you a master teacher. You should even be perpetrating. And that's what a lot of us do. We play. We play. And knowing damn well you don't study. And you gotta be honest, knowing you don't study. Knowing you don't take time every day to your study. Knowing you don't. Knowing you don't. But we want some shit. And we think an ID or a card or some crazy goofy shit what somebody can do for you is gonna do that. And every morning know I'm telling the truth and you can't get mad. You think somebody can make you something. You think a card or ID gonna make you something. You study the science. And you must be initiated and consecrated and anointed by the true teachings. You gotta understand that. And if you don't understand that, there's something wrong with you. It's just like a lot of people say, oh, I want a black belt because everybody got a black belt. So you're just gonna skip the ranks and you just want it because everybody else has it. That's a charlatan. That's clandestine. And it's the degrees, and everyone knows it. It's the degrees, it's the wisdom. Why would you want to get it any other way, Lawrence? Why would you want to save a couple dollars on the fed instead of getting a true sheep that's anointed and consecrated that can at least consecrate your feds? And we can go to the mall and buy a Yankee hat or go on Amazon and buy some shit and like that means something. Say, yeah, we should support a true movement, a true sheep to where I'm always transparent on what's going on. How I provide literature for a fraction of a dollar, you'll go on Amazon. And we just learn to post books and shit. I'm like, we goofy. And we corny as hell. Excuse my candor, because we don't like success. Just like my mom said, here it is. You can deal with a person and get something way cheaper than what you will go buy, what you looking for. And then this is what a nigga will say. I ain't gonna make them rich. This is what a goofy nigga will say. I ain't gonna make them rich. But here it is, I deal with other nationalities. They like, damn, not only you providing what we want for a fraction of a dollar, then I can have it and I can give it to somebody else. And it still holds its value as an NFT. And other nationalities deal with it. And then here is goofy wars. Like to go to Amazon and post pictures of books that ain't really know how to read. You don't even have an aptitude to read. You don't even know the English language is nothing. It's just like the so-called Jewish Yiddish. It's gibberish. And these are facts. And you can't translate English, and you can't translate Hebrew to English because it can mean 10 different things depending on the context. So if you're not doing the Edimon, I don't give a damn if you got no damn dictionary. I don't care if you got no English dictionary. That don't mean shit. You got an English dictionary. What we damn do? And these are facts. And so when Morris talking about, when I asked them, they learn where you learn the Morris science at. Like one more hit me up, nobody know Temple in St. Louis. And I've been trying, I need help. And I say the only way to learn is to be a student. The same way I got some of my advanced degree online. I went to school, I went to Grand Canyon University online and on campus. If you want something so bad, you would do what it takes to get it. And if you don't got to get up off your rusty desk and going, you can log in on Zoom and get your teachers private and come to a book club and be a part of a true sheep that's consecrated and anointed that came off the throne and established a school for Moors. It ain't no excuse. It ain't no excuse. You just having fun with your life. You just spending your money on bullshit and complaining. don't understand that it takes money. It takes money to do everything in life. Oh, he asked for money to teach. Man, you're teaching the shit that they teaching your kid in school, that bullshit pseudo academia, you paying for it. That pseudo academia you go to the university and get, you paying for it. The alcohol you paying for, the marijuana you paying for, to get your haircut you paying for, all the shit, your clothes, consumers, all the shit that you paying for, some of the shit that you don't need, you paying for. But some of the stuff that you need, that you say is key to life, you won't even give donations. And the shit, and that's why I say the problem with us. When I tell people I don't charge, I ask for donations, you get the taxes and receipt. That's why when I tell people, I explain this to my family, and I explain this to a lot of people that's making six figures. I did a lot of lectures on the college campus at GCU. That's how I have some of my ex-professors and a lot of different business people that donate to me that's making six figures. Like for instance, if you're making $100,000, at the end of the year, you write Uncle Sam a fat check. Yeah, he already taking a nice chunk of change out your check monthly or every week, however it's set up. But then that money that they're taking out of your check, it doesn't go to run the United States of America. It sits in the private banking system. It goes to a family. These are facts. So all you got to do is ask your tax preparer, hey, can I donate this to my religious charitable contribution? And they just give me a tax return receipt, and that'll offset my taxes? Absolutely. Absolutely. And so then you don't have to, they can't just take the money from you, and because you got to pay taxes regardless. But you can, the taxes that you think you're paying, you can cipher to your religious organization, and you can help it build. And I have people doing that for me. Just like I talk to a lot of pro players, and I'm like, listen, you got this, no disrespect, this Albion, this European, or this Negro, so-called financial manager, or your business manager, watching your finances. So say if you're making $1 million a year, you know you got to pay $100,000 to Uncle Sam. And I'm just doing it a small number. So if that so-called money manager, if he siphoned the money to his buddies, which they all do, the money that you pay in the taxes is going to one of his homies, nonprofit that they set up, even though you're fulfilling your obligation, but it ain't doing you no good. You can donate, you can say, no, I want that money to go to the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, and I need proof. Matter of fact, I can watch my money myself and do all that myself. But you should know the amount of money you make, what taxes you got to pay. You can say, no, I want this to go to the Burning Bush Tabernacle. Actually, you can split it up right after. You can say, I want 50,000 to go to the Burning Bush Tabernacle, and I want 50,000 to go, and I'm just using an analogy, to go to my grandma, whatever church. I'm just giving an analogy. You have the right to do that. And that's how everybody in the community can help the organization, the religious organization, become what it can, and be able to provide things for donations and get grants and things that you don't have to pay back. The people can support it. How? By you working every day. By ciphering, or how can we say it? By transferring the money that Uncle Sam taking and ciphering to your nonprofit and your religious organization, which is your right. And all you got to do is have a taxes and receipt.
Is it? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear what I'm saying now? Yes or no? I don't know. My shit be going down. Excuse my candor. Can you hear? Yes or no? I'll start over. I'm about to get done and relax, man. Islam. But like I tell Moors, this stuff is elementary. This is what they teach on Silicon Valley. This is what I was able to be a part of. When I say a true scholar, it's qualification to be a pastor, a minister, a sheik. You just can't anoint yourself, and we got to be okay with that. We must be educated. The first university was in Salamanca in Spain. You got to understand that. We can't be dealing with no damn court gestures with a whole bunch of people just playing. We got to be better than that. There's somebody that's went to Amazon and bought a fez and want to dress up like a wise man. And then when the true doctor come around, their spirit is crushed. And then we say we Moors. It's your obligation to support something that's real. Just like when you're courting a woman, once you find out it's real, you're supposed to go to the next level. I mean, we building a real establishment. Everything that I say and everything that we're doing as a movement can be looked up and researched to see if we're real, to see if what I'm doing. I have members, I have muftis, I have 12 brothers and sisters. We getting ready to have our second meet and greet in Vegas. We have land, we have a curriculum. I teach business strategy. Why wouldn't Moors want to be a part of something that's real? Why? Why would you want to be a part of something that else, something that's not real? And then when I talk about building your infrastructure with the money that you have, because most of us work, and about being able to file exempt on your taxes, and that money you're using not to just go in your pocket, but you cipher it to your religious organization, and your religious organization give you a tax exempt receipt so you can prove what you're doing. If you say you're doing something, what's wrong with proving it? 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things and hold fast to what is good. It's nothing wrong with proving it. You say this is what you're doing, prove it. Are you afraid to get audited? Ain't nothing wrong with being audited. Hell, my mom in the room, my dad been audited twice. Because once I showed my dad what we can do as a real religious and scientific organization based on the law, he gave a certain amount 1 year. He increased it the next year. He was like, oh, I got audited. We got all receipts. He went down there. Oh, no problem, Mr. Goodman. They was asking about the temple. It was like, yeah, my dad was showing them stuff. One of the brothers, he was like, man, this is amazing. He was like, Islam to your son. Got him as a brother. Met him. And this is real stuff. If you're doing something real, what are you afraid of? Why are you afraid to get audited? If somebody's saying this is what it is, it's a real organization, and you giving this to this, here you go to taxes and receipt. Take it to your tax preparer. What are you afraid of? Nothing. Only people be afraid if you're doing some criminal shit. And I don't do shit criminal. And that's what I be telling people. I'm not going to beg my brothers and sisters that claim they Moors for pennies at a dollar, which I do services for. And I have other people that's not even Moors that understand what I'm doing and say, just give me a tax exempt receipt. Some of them don't even want one. They just like what I'm doing and say, hey, man, you building something. I want to see you build. I mean, this is elementary stuff. And we the only ones that don't know about tax code and about law. We play like we do. We'll buy a book and highlight something that's in Black Laws dictionary. I'm like, okay, so what that mean? It's irrelevant to you. Hearing more, I want a trust fund. Man, to be a trustee, it got to be something to trust. You want to, that's just like owning 100% of nothing. Oh, I own my masters. But your masters is worth poo fucking diddly. I mean, a lot of things Moors don't understand. You need to be a part of a body. And that's what I be trying to educate us. Like, we lost. That's why the Catholic churches, that's why all these places be booming, because the members, they support with their finances. We'll talk about TD Jakes and we'll talk about Joel Osteen and all these big mega churches. We'll do all that. You know, we'll do all that. We'll talk about all these big churches and shit. But then at least I don't talk about them because shit, they believe that shit. So why should we even waste the energy on even discussing them? And we say we love our Moorish science and we tune into a sheik. We can do the same thing, because I keep telling us we electric. It's strength in numbers. Man, 10,000 people giving $40. That's 400. That's what? $400,000, $800 a month. At the end of the year, that's 4 million. So you got to imagine what these mega churches is bringing in. And then all these more statewide, and you got all these brothers that say they sheiks, dissing organization, dissing spirituality, and they just making money, asking you for donations. Where's the movement? Where's the literature? Where's the schooling? Where's the meet and greets? We getting ready to have our second meet and greet in Vegas. Where's the literature? We got it and compiled over 10 books. Where's the land that you can go see? Ain't none. Because I told Moors, the more I get, the more I'm going to give to the organization. I'm transparent. 50% go to me, 50% go to the organization. Once we get to $1 million operation, $500 go to my movement and $500 go personally. $500 go to a movement. In 6 months, we $1 million operation. Transparentness, because the workman is due his hire. I provide a service. I'm a basketball trainer. I'm a health and wellness. I've written health fitness books. I do personal training. I do resume writing. I help kids write an APA format in college. I'm a trained Alcohol Anonymous, trained in behavioral health therapist. All this stuff I'm able to do under our own roof. And we will send our kids to others, just like when kids be autistic. I say, man, they just putting your kid on medicine. I get these kids autistic and I work with them because they all good with something. Man, my track record is proven. My track record is proven. You don't see me making videos of other people. And that's what I had to tell one of my brothers. They were sending me videos of stuff on YouTube, and I don't follow YouTube. I don't be following all that entertainment. And he sent me he sent me two of some grand sheets. One is some Moorish War video, and it's just clown shit. And then another people from Canada, and the dude making video of another dude calling himself Young Damn, I can't even think of the young baby, young general. Fuck, excuse my candor. Young something. But y'all know it'll come to me. But anyway, this person was making a video of talking about this how this dude is down with homosexuality, some stuff. And I said, that's the type of energy you would give. You make a whole video of another man. I said, this shit is crazy. I said, man, now I see why people confuse. And then you got all these people from China and all this stuff, making these fake passports, making these IDs. And then when people show me stuff, I say, man, and I don't like to talk about people, but I say, I travel. It's a thing called the Free Information Act, doc number, precedent in law cases. And when people be showing me people faces, I'm like, I know this person. I said, I know this person. I said, this person got arrested in St. Louis, squatting in some woman's house. The task force had to come get him out. This motherfucker looking like Daffy Duck all on in there. And these motherfuckers ran to China. And then they be hitting me up, well, I apologize. You ain't got to apologize to me. See, I know game. And nobody can get mad at me. If you want to be clown, listen, the only people that get scammed is a person that want to get scammed. Believe me. The only people that get scammed is a person that want to get scammed. You don't want the truth. You can't handle the truth. You want some pageantry. You want some magical shit. And these be facts. All you got to do is look at it. And here it is. The brother ran to China. I don't even say the person's name. And I said, it's free information. You can pull this person up. The lady made a whole goddamn documentary of the brother. Squat. You done squatted in the Asiatic woman house. Got your ass out there looking stupid, holding up some Moorish American flag. Then the lady hit me up. She was like, but that's not you, Sheik. She know me. Blasted their ass out. She like, you're not honorable like this, brother. She like, you niggas is some clowns. You're not honorable like Sheik Goodman Bay. I'm known. I said, that's some clown shit. So yeah, they gonna put you in some, like you a black militia with that goofy shit. You squatting in motherfucker houses. And I tell people like this, law. You can't change law. And I do case studies with these goofy Negroes, because that's what I'm gonna call them. They're not dirty Moors. So I give an analogy. I say, you walking down the street and it's a bike on the sidewalk. Noonie, 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 noonie. You walking, you know it's not your bike, you pick it up, you take it home. Did you steal it or is it yours? Oh, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. I said, no, then you stole it. Because you didn't pertain to law, whatever in that state of jurisdiction, you didn't do the proper notifications to post to try to find the owner pertaining to the law. You stole it. And these are facts. Well, well, you trying to arbitrarily explain law. You can't arbitrarily explain the law. We dealing with fucking facts. I don't care how the fuck you feel or what you believe or what you belie. And that's where we get caught up on feelings. Care about your fucking feeling. You stole it. Period. I know about loopholes in the law. Man, I'm from Flint, Michigan. I own damn near a whole fucking side street. Half of the shit was donated to me. You can't go squat no house in the city of Michigan. If a person lose their house for back taxes, they got a certain amount of time to pay the taxes. If not, you pay the back taxes, is yours. You just don't squat no house. You can squat in an abandoned house that nobody own, that's just there rotten, and then there's certain ramifications that go to that. But we talk about these clowns going to squat in neighborhoods and squatting their bum ass up in there with all that clown shit. You can't get mad at me. I'm just analyzing law. People lie, talk about they some sheriff and your officer and all this old goofy shit. I'm like, this is that's criminal. Then they ass get arrested and then they want to act for your donations. Clown shit. And if all that stuff work, why you don't have nothing? If all this stuff, if your social security number is so attached to all these millions of dollars, why you don't have none? Why your ass don't have no $1 million? You'll make all these videos talking about your social security number is attached to all these millions. Why your ass that's talking about the millions? Why your ugly ass with missing teeth and nappy ass hair? And I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just giving an analogy. Why you don't have no millions of dollars? Why? 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 Why somebody trying to use you as a crash dummy? Why? Why somebody talk about some Moorish American counselor and they know it's not one? And I've been telling people there's not one forever. And I say, wait, you tell them I said it. And I say, you tell them Sheik Ibn Hakim Al Bay said it. Nobody ain't going because they know it's bullshit. I know the people that be scamming because they think you stupid. I know it. And then they think an apology means something. You're not sorry. You're only sorry because you got caught. That's why you don't come to me with none of that fraudulent shit. I'm telling you, I know game.
And the only people that can run that shit on is people that don't study and don't read. A person can say something real fast and think that's something and can throw a couple of fake ass prop dollars in your face like that means something. And it don't. Try to get you caught up answering their questions. I say, what the teaching say? What do our acts say? Well, what do our prophet mean in Act 5? Well, you tell me what it says. Cause I'm not. Only people get mad is because they ain't a higher levels of wisdom. I deal with the teachings. They ain't read their bylaws. They ain't read our divine constitution. Cause our divine constitution, our bylaws go against all this shit they saying. We not here to overthrow no government. We part and parcel. What do you mean? What do our prophet mean by that? You don't know what state. You don't know what constitution. You don't know what it means. You don't know the duality of what the words our prophet saying. So say you don't know. You ain't finna get me caught up in no answering game. What did the teaching say? Oh, I don't know. Well, how you say you following the teachers of our prophet and you don't even have a map and a guide? You letting your ego fuck you up because you ain't looking at your brother as a prophet and an angel, which our 101 state. Which our 101 state. How you gonna learn something you don't know? Oh, I pray to my ancestors. Man, get the hell out of here with that goofy shit. You believe in something that, how you gonna say you love God you never seen, but you don't love your brother that you see every day, that's clothed in the flesh, that have a divine message and a warning, that's bringing you something that you never had, that got all the science, that got all the elementary science and the higher science, that can introduce you to things you haven't even thought about, that have a full library, that all the stuff that these people be talking about can give it to you, like Abraham the Magi, the secret magic of Abramelech, the Magi, 3 volumes. These are some of the oldest books in the world. These are some of the oldest books in the world. Cost thousands. I'll provide them. bbtsciencetemple.com. bbtsciencetemple.com. That's our webpage. Check our webpage out. bbtsciencetemple.com. bbtsciencetemple.com. That's our webpage. We also on Instagram at Burning Bush Tabernacle.ts. Burning Bush Tabernacle.ts on Instagram. And I'm going to be doing snippets today. We're going to have book club today. And all we ask is for small donations to Cash App $KG Bay. And I tell Morris, inbox me. My email is Goodman, KHARY at gmail.com. GOODMAN, KHARY at gmail.com. Man, I have a whole library on my A. Jelani Morris Book Club on Instagram. I have books on there you can get for small donations. And look at how much they cost on Amazon. I've gathered and compiled books that you won't even have to be confused. Go on my page and you can see. We have book club 3 days a week, Sunday school every Sunday. We work out 5 days a week. We build it. We also have a web page that we sell our Moorish American regalia and much, much more. You get your fezzes, your turbans, and much more from www.moorishhaberdasher.com. That's www.moorishhaberdasher.com. That's www.moorishhaberdasher, HABERDASHER.com for all your Moorish American regalia and much, much more, nobles. I have nothing to hide from my brothers and sisters. I don't know how to do all that stuff nowhere. I really don't. Let me see. I don't know how to do this. Let me see. Let me see. No, I don't. I swear, man, I don't be knowing what I be doing, y'all. I don't know. Okay, I clicked on live chat. Now what I do? I told y'all, man. I don't be edited. I just live, man. And now what I do? Somebody post. Somebody else. Click on. MoorishPTScienceTemple.com. Our webpage where we sell our Moorish American regalia and much, much more is MoorishHaberdasher.com. On Instagram, our Temple and School page on Instagram is BurningBushTabernacle.ts. And usually, not usually, all the time, all my members, we are on Zoom. And so I go live and I show that on Zoom and we post it and we go live on our Temple and School page on Instagram. But we're going to stop doing that because we private and all our teaching be on Zoom. And every Moor is welcome to join us for small donations. And all our teachings, we're going to be uploading all our teachings to our web page. And so once you become members, you better go right on our web page, look at the lectures if you listen, if you can't come to Zoom, all the books and things will be on there. Each week I provide books for all my members and students for small donations. And you can go on Amazon and be like, damn, these books cost thousands. Like for instance, the Tavistock Institution of Human Engineering on Amazon, that book costs like $4,000. I provide that for $50. You go to Office Max or Staples and they can bind it for you. Print it and bind it. Or I'll print it and bind it because I got the machines in my garage. I just ask for a bigger donation. Just like the Judah Trembers of the Rome. Look how much that book costs on Amazon. That book costs almost $900. And I was telling my members years ago, I said, all these books are going to be expensive because there's science in it. And they know we are lost because we don't read it. We lost due to a lack of knowledge. We refuse to learn. And all my nobles be like, Noble, all those books now that you was telling us back then, they thousands. Like it's a book called The African by Harold Colander, a European. And that's what Alex Haley plagiarized. All that stuff. His ancestors wasn't no Kunta Kinte. He made all that shit up. And the European wrote the book. I got the book over there. It's another book called The First Americans Were African. That book is $1,000 now. I used to travel. I got all those books. It was $15. I got books that cost thousands of dollars on Amazon that I provide for my members for small donations. So, but there's no reason for us, especially for Moors, to be confused. There's no reason. There's no reason for a person just to listen to someone and you don't have anything to compare to. There's no reason. You don't have to like me, but you must respect the science, and you can't arbitrarily explain the law. You can't say, well, oh, he said this and he said this, but I'm gonna go with this person because this sounds better or I like them. No, you gotta go with the truth, and the truth will make you free because you can't arbitrarily explain the law. You gotta get out of that colorable law. And a lot of people don't really understand that. And a lot of people don't understand jurisdictions and restriction in law and the different parameters of law. You must be a true scientist and a person that obey the law to be able to administer law and to defend it. You can't, no one can get me caught up with big words and all that. Man, I'll destroy that. And everyone know me know this. Everyone. Because I'm not just a sheik and a scholar with Moors. I'm a sheik and a scholar in real life, in real academia. The real Europeans that think they're master masons. They're only 32 and 33 degrees. These are facts. I'm 99. Ancient Memphis, right in Mizraim. These are just facts. I'm not here to say who I am. But man, I've been on this earth plane a long time. I can tell my people who I am, and my people can check me out. There's no reason for us not to be supporting what we're doing. If we say this is who we are, there's no reason for Moors to be on my page and to be listening to me and don't come to class and just listen to me say a lecture. Because I'm just giving a lecture and not learning Moorish science systematically when I teach individual classes. There's no reason for a Moor not to have a fez, and they know a true sheik have fezes, and I can anoint them and consecrate them. There's no reason why a Moor don't have a shemag and a turban and don't know how to tie it. There's no reason. There's no reason to go to Amazon and go to places and you know a sheik provide all this, and you know I have fezes, but you don't have a fez. You don't know the history of the fez, the true ins and outs of the fez, not what you can look up on the internet somewhere, but the true essence of the fez, pertaining to Leviticus 25 and 10, pertaining to the Liberty Bell, pertaining to the freedom. What's the real truth of that fez? Break down the perforations of symbology of that fez without having to look at a script. It should be easy to be able to break down Moorish Quran, the Silent Brotherhood of the East, and the Esso Workbook, and the Catechism, and the Discovery Questions, and the Tibetan books, and the Unto Thee I Grant, and synchronize thing that's separating us is man-made religion and your lack of what? Your lack of linguistics, your lack of historical facts, your lack of law and the parameters of the law. And we must be willing to admit that. And we must be willing to admit that we need to learn. And we need to get a flush and field and reboot our hard drive. A flush and field is get all that toxin out of it. All that bullcrap that's polluting, food, disease, person, get all that shit out. And never go back. Rebooting your hard drive is just like a computer. All that false data, get rid of that shit. And never go back to it. That's the only way we purify ourselves from within. And everyone knows what I'm saying. It's facts. Look at all our brothers that just sell out and think the only way to get people is by jumping in a car. Look at all these religious brothers that make a startup good. Look at them all. Even you even got people that's so-called health gurus. They jumping out of Corvettes and jumping into planes and shit. Did you see Dr. CB doing that, or any brother that was here to help? Yes, they might have made money because they provided a service. But we done got into these new times with this goofy shit, with this liberal entertainment, that everybody that call themselves a helper this year, they want to get a plane and come out of goddamn private airplane or come out of Corvette or talk about dating a master, some fucking I don't know, shit. There's a whole bunch of clown shit. Oh, I can show you how to make money on the stock market. So all of a sudden you a master. Cause you done somebody let you rent that car. You got an Airbnb. That shit is cool. It's goofy. And I'm gonna always talk about the goofiness. So you did all this to do that. What? The same thing that the court jester do. So you want to be just like the court jester. You're not showing the people and showing the kids like, hey, watch, you can have the riches of life and you can have some of those things. But look at the good things I'm doing. Now you got all these trinkets. Where is the shit that you say that we can have? Where's the land? And we'll always show what other people doing that don't have the riches of life. We'll show women or other people that got land. Like my movement to have land. And I ain't no multi-millionaire yet. I'm close. But I use my finance and the money we donate to have land. We build it. But just imagine me if you see me in videos riding around in fucking Lamborghinis and with fake ass Rolexes and doing all this shit. I'm walking around this whole bunch of people and I'm saying we can have land, we can do it. Well shit, damn shit, I see you riding around in $100,000 fucking Corvette or $100,000 Maserati. What the fuck? You say you're making all this money now, you in this big ass mansion. What the fuck? Oh, I can't question that. Oh, well, on this, you the one putting it out there. You the one saying what we can do, and now I don't see you doing shit. See, all I see you doing is jumping out of a fucking Corvette or a ready copy. Here you in the parking lot talking some shit or telling somebody to join your class. I know how this shit goes. It's just like a whole bunch of things. Oh, and this is for free, and this is for free, and then you log on there. Yeah, you get on free, but for this service, press 9. It costs this. I know how this shit goes. I know how game go. I'm not dumb. I'm too old. I'm wise. I done did this. I've been a true hustler in real life, and I know scams. I smell them motherfuckers like alcoholics. That's why they don't come to me with that shit. It's the same scam. All you got to do is look at them all. It's the same shit. They all got the same fucking blueprint. And if you look at them, they all together. And then when you talk that black shit, you really crazy. Because black, according to science and according to law, is death. So put dead in front of everything that you call black. Or this is the black business and black bank. You know, according to science and law, put dead on there. Dead everything. Dead bank. Dead success. Dead family. Dead movement. Dead everything. Dead. And you know it. And if you don't know that, that's the problem. And that's the problem right there, because our people will act like they don't fucking know shit. And that's the problem with these black shit. And all these black motherfuckers, excuse my candor, are coming to you and throw money at your face. Don't y'all know that's what the satanic spirit does? Don't y'all know they know we stupid, they know we gullible, so they always talk, oh, we got to get these motherfuckers with this wealth thing to turn their back on what's inside that can help them. We're going to just throw some money. Fuck everything else. Fuck doing things right. Just all of a sudden, magically, if you believe in this and what the fuck I'm saying, you're going to magically be wealthy. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. All you got to do is ask them, let me see your portfolio. And how you the only one that got it? Oh, you the only one that got it? You want to be the only fucking one? Man, when the multi-billions come in, all my people are going to be having it. Why? Because we got an organization. We are a business. We are a conglomerate. I'm not doing this just for me to have something. If I want a fucking vet, I can buy a vet. Why? Because I do business in life. I run businesses. If I want a stupid ass vet and pay a note each month for some dumb shit, I can. I own shit. I don't brag. I own my vehicles. I got an old school that's almost done, 71 colors. I own a truck. I mean, that ain't nothing to brag. I want land. My mother here. I'm building my land to get the fuck away. I'm building my money. I'm making money to get the fuck away. Excuse my candor. To have my land, to have my brothers and sisters with me, to build our farm. If you want to smoke your own marijuana, or why you ain't growing it? You like animals? You can have your animals on your land. You want a basketball? All this stuff, this court on our land, library on your own land. That's private. Your religious community, your religious community, your religious organization, your nation, which is legal, private. How we operate under your religious laws, under your tribal laws, which the laws say you have every right. But we in neighborhoods and communities where you under the public laws. I tell people you don't own shit in the community. You get these Moors lying, oh, I own my house, I don't pay no taxes. And you can tell them I said you a lie and the truth ain't in you. If you got a house in the city, your ass paying taxes on that to the day you die. City and local taxes. Because they coming to pick up your trash. And you don't own shit if you paying no load. Don't pay your taxes and see what happens. They coming to get your shit. And these is facts. But we'll listen to these liars that don't own nothing, that don't have nothing, that can tell you what to do. And a lot of them be on TikTok. Hey, look, I can show you how to do this and then do that. And you can get a line of credit this, you can get this much money. Okay, so you get a line of credit for 100,000. Oh, you don't think you got to pay the shit back with your dumb smart ass? Oh, I'm finna get 100,000. What the fuck I'm finna do with it? You finna go buy a Benz truck? You finna go buy a G-Wagon? Oh, I'm gonna go buy a G-Wagon you can ride, but you ain't making no money. The shit just be stupid, and you can get this because it weighs this much. Okay, and you can get a line of credit for 100,000. What you finna do with a line of credit with 100,000? Your ass finna go in debt, and then you gotta pay it off just like anything else with your dumb ass. See, the shit is goofy. That's why I said the shit ain't slick. Oh, I can help you fix your credit. Let me help you fix your credit. Here it is. I'm finna help you fix your credit right now for free. Pay your shit. Go anything that's over past 7 years, it's called a statute of limitation. You can give me a small donation of $30, $40, $50. I'll walk you through that shit. But mostly you pay it off. It's a statute of limitations that you can call and get it off. It's after 7 years, you can get that shit off. How I know, I know. And then if they sold your shit to creditors, you don't owe the creditors. You know you got money, just like for instance, if you got some money from an institution and say you borrow money from a credit union. Say you borrow, and I'll just use a low number, 500, and then that credit union sell your loan to a creditor. So you don't owe the creditor, so you don't have to pay the creditor, but you do owe the bank, and you know your punk ass got the money from the bank, and we know after a certain time, it's insured, but then if you want to make things right, just because you pay something off don't mean it's going to be off your credit. Yeah, well, I paid it off. I don't give a shit. Why would you pay something off and it ain't going to be off your credit? It's a certain proper procedure you must do. So when you pay something off, then that institution that you got it from, there's certain documentation that has to be filed for that shit to come off your credit. And say, this is what I know. Why? Because I'm a business. I operate as a business. I don't operate as sheep, female bed. I operate at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. And I show all my nobles how to do it. And I have other companies. And all my companies have A1 business credit. And we register on the Duns and Bradstreet. That's how all my vehicles is in the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. All my bills in the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. And I have people that's in the high tax bracket that donate to me. At the end of the year, they'll donate $10,000. Why? Because they don't want to give those charitable contributions to Uncle Sam. They like what I'm doing. And these are Europeans. These are professors. These are people that I met in real life, going, speaking, showing college students how to set up their business. And they parents like, who helped you this? They're like a sheep that's alumni from GCU. I got his flyer out of the computer lab. He helped me how to write an APA format. Because a lot of kids were going to drop out because you got to turn your papers into this system called Turn It In. And I show the students how to master that Turn It In system. And I help, especially the students that's in the business division, I show them how to set up their business in a couple steps. I just drag it out. I show so-called students that so-called graduated in the so-called African-American history department that all their history is pseudo and it comes from first century. And I show them how history was told in reverse. And I show them how this masonry belongs to us. And every U.S. president, I showed them how Benjamin Banneker initiated them Europeans. What Europeans? Every president into the Whig Party from facts. These are facts. And they can't be mad at me. Why? Because you're dealing with 99 degrees and official. And it's just what it is. And my people know my voice. Everybody don't have to accept me. I'm okay with that. The only slack I get is from Negroes. I get no problem. Listen, Morris, I'm in Arizona. I used to stay in Tucson, Arizona. Then I moved to Marana. I had a store out there, a suit store. Most of the people there with me buying suits was professional football players, attorneys, judges. I had so many judges come to me. I was so excited one day because the judge came in, and I wanted to go live and let everybody know that you can wear your fez in court. And I'm just talking to the lady, and I'm like, you know what I got on my head? She's like, yes, it's a fez. And I said, can I wear this in court? She like, brother babe, you just playing with me. She like, where your camera at? She like, you trying to punk me? And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I wanted to have my camera. She like, you can wear it in court, but she like, if they don't know that, that's their fault. You can wear your fez in court, in the military, and on a job. Now, depending on what job you have, if you working with heavy machinery, they just don't want you to wear your tassel. And I'll be all into the courts, man. I know so many more is in trouble. I know so many more is locked up right now. Just like, no disrespect to nobody, just like with the Moors that's locked up, with all that stuff. A lot of them getting ready to plead to a lesser charge. Why? Because they locked up. They don't know how to defend themselves. They finna get a court appointed attorney. They finna plead to a lesser charge. You've been locked up forever. I know gang. I look everything up, and a lot of people already be criminals, be on the run, be having warrants for their arrest, and they forget about that. They forget that they had jobs and had mortgages and had families. They forget about this stuff. And so I'm just being honest. And you can't change restrictions of the law. These are things that you must know. And if you not how can I say it, fluent in these laws and the master of these laws, when you do wrong, you must admit that you did wrong and pay for your crimes and do your time and come out strong and say, I made a mistake. But you don't lead your people into a burning house and steady try to spend a lie with shit that's out of jurisdiction. I know about precedent in law cases, and then a person be trying to bring some law cases out of Hawaii. I said, that shit ain't gonna work where you at, buddy. Sorry, you out of jurisdiction. And you must know restrictions in law. It's just law. And I just tell people that only way you're gonna convince people is a person that don't know with a whole bunch of babble. It's restrictions in law, and everyone should know that. Every state have their own bylaws per se, their local jurisdictions. Yes, you have the right to travel. You can travel on a fucking lawnmower, on a horse, on your feet. Yes, you have the right to travel. But when we talk about driving on the highways and byways, yes, it's your right, but it's restrictions. Would you want a drunk that killed 13,000 people on the highway driving and you know his ass is drunk? No. Do you want your 3-year-old to drive in a license without a license? No. So it's restrictions. It's the reason why they have these licenses. They can fix the roads and things, but certain things can go on so you can travel on the highways and byways. But yes, you have the right to travel. Just like you have the right to bear arms, like you say it's the Second Amendment for American citizens, but you say you're not an American citizen. You say you're a fucking foreign national. You're not saying you're a Moorish American, and I understand you say that you're not a black Caribbean group, but it's a lot of things that when you, it's just a lot of stuff for technicality and restriction. You just gotta admit when you're wrong, and we'll try to continue to base our understanding on a lie, and then say, well, such and such this and such and such that, but you lying. It's just like you sending your kid to me and tutor them in mathematics or biology or trigonometry or whatever science that they're into, and it's time for them to take the test, and all the answers I give them, all the fucking how can I say it? If all the frequencies that I give them, all the formulas that I give them, because I call formulas frequencies, all the frequencies I give them is all wrong, and then I say no, it's all right, and you bring it to somebody else and say I'm gonna correct it. These are the right teachings. You got to get out of that. You can't keep being under a lie, and then the person that you're dealing with is not willing to admit that they're wrong, and they continue to beat you in the head with that false shit. That's sad, y'all. And that's what we do. A fez don't make you, all of a sudden you put a fez on that make you something. Man, it can be a dunce hat. A lot of people, man, a lot of people have mental issues. A lot of people been in the military for a long time and they be lower level ranks. I said, if a person in the military for 12, 20 years and you a lower level rank, you just a foot soldier, that tell you something about their aptitude. And then they come out in the real world and play these motherfucking dumbass G.I. Joe games. And it's like, are you still locked up? You think you still in the war? Because I'm proud to be in the Moorish America. This is the only place that a person that don't have nothing can be something. This is the only place that somebody coming from a dictator country or state, whatever you want to call it, and become something and become educated. Look at how all these foreigners come from other places and they have drive, they become successful, and they become the leaders. And we talk about America, you want to overthrow the government. Is you a fucking clown? Absolutely, you a clown. You a clown. I don't consent. Well, you can don't consent your way and sit your ass in jail until you plead to a lesser charge, and
then you go get a court-appointed attorney. And you're like, well, they under the British Attorney Registry. All the videos you making, all that shit is void. Because you get ready to get a court-appointed attorney, and you get ready to plead to a lesser charge. And you know I'm telling the truth. Everybody know I'm telling the truth. Because you don't lead your people into a burning house. And a lot of people shit be premeditated. What's premeditated and fraudulent concealment? Listen, if I make a video and say, if this happened, while we on this and boom, 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 if this happened, that means it's premeditated. That means I'm projecting this to happen, and then it happened. Because let me tell you something that I know. Because I look up cases. Ain't nobody pull you over. And ain't nobody detain nobody. If you, listen, if you on the highway, and somebody answer yes or no, and you on the highway, and on that side part, you know that's an SOS signal. It's like if you have your flashers on or your hazards. Don't you know if the police see that, don't you know that that's their right to pull over and check on you? They want to see if everything's okay, right? Yes or no? So I'm just giving an analogy. I'm just giving the information. I ain't on nobody's side. I'm on the true side. I don't give a fuck. And so here it is, I'm a cop when I pull up and I see a whole bunch of brothers. I don't give a shit if you white, black, orange, purple, and all y'all in militant, and all y'all got guns out. Well, I know the damn restrictions in the state for the guns. And then motherfuckers take off running through the fucking woods and all this shit. What the fuck? And then you say you do this all the time. So if you say you do this all the time, you never been stopped? No. So why you being stopped this time? What point are you trying to prove? Do you have a motive that you ain't told your other people, and you did something that you ain't told none of your people, and that's what you want to do to try to prove a point to see this shit fucking work? That shit better motherfucking work, or your ass gonna be in jail. And then I don't consent. You got a whole bunch of ignorant people, and I'm not talking about nobody specific. I'm talking about anybody that'll do something. And then you sitting in jail and rot, and you ain't fully versed in law, and you don't understand precedent in law cases, and you're not versed. You would rot in jail, just like the young boy rotted in jail and ended up hanging himself. People would rot in jail. They'll let your ass rot in jail, and then these brothers don't even be having no money. It's like you would rot in jail, and they goddamn bond only be $1,000 fucking dollars. 10% of 10,000 is a band. You ain't got a stack, and you call yourself a fucking grand sheik and I'm moving all these motherfuckers, and you ain't got a grand. So if there's 10 of us, we get locked up, and I know we can get locked up, I got 10 bands to get us all out. Why? Because I know what the fuck can happen. Or y'all can't even get out on y'all own recontance or OR bond because you're only guilty for being fucking stupid and opening your mouth. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. There's nothing you can say to the police or to the prosecuting attorney to help you with your case. I'll keep telling more. I ain't saying nothing unless I'm getting immunity. I ain't saying nothing with my attorney or nothing. And see, and these is facts, but they get mad. They get mad at somebody that's well versed and they never be in no burning house and they never have to go through that shit. And when you go to the motherfucking arenas, they look at me and they Islam sheet, and I have my feds right on, and I break everything down for the record, and then and nothing goes through, because if anything, if it's a fine, give me my motherfucking fine to go. If it's a fine, because a lot of things, it ain't no crime. It might be a fine, just like traffic. It might be a traffic infraction. It ain't no crime. It might be a traffic infraction. But if you don't know the law, they locking fools up for traffic infractions. No, I know fines. Just like the Sundry Moore Act. Just like when I talk about the consummate course, if a Moor killed an American citizen and vice versa, that Moor want to be judged on the same parameters as the American citizen. See, these is facts. And a lot of Moors are not who they say they are, because they know that most of us stupid, and they done lied and made up shit, and you got all these different Moors making up ID cards. You got a whole bunch of goofballs that know most Moors don't know shit. Talk about they make ID cards, the travel ID. So you got all these different people that making IDs, but they not even a tribe. So they're not even trying. So all the shit is fraud. Think about it. Here it is. You want to get a travel ID from somebody, and they not even a real tribe. You just wasted your time. I'm a tribe. I'm a religious organization. I'm a tribal leader. We're tribal members, a nation, a group, of body. So why would you want to go get something from somebody and everybody making some shit? Or some people should say, what it says, Moor Science Temple of the World. Some people's ID be saying Sundry Moore Act. Some people be saying indigenous and autotoxin. That's bullshit. Our prophet don't use those general names. Oh no, IDs, autotoxin, first people, all that goofy shit. And then Moors be pulling that shit out. I'm like, y'all the ones crazy.
because you don't know it. You really don't know. You went and waste your money on that instead of getting with a true teacher that you know, that you follow, and you can teach you the science, and you can be a part of something that's real. You can be claimed, you can be baptized, you can be consecrated, you can be adopted. It's something that's real, a part of a real tribe. But no, we just want an ID card, or we'll take a little bit something that we read off. Like, I don't disrespect RD Bay Publishing. There's some good stuff on there, but a lot of that stuff people misconstrue because they go straight to the ID shit, and I know that for a fact. They go straight to the ID shit, and then they go print some shit, get their ass in trouble, which most Negroes do. And then most of those places is PO boxes and shit. It ain't nobody to call. It ain't nobody tell you to do none of that shit. It ain't nobody on the record you can say told you to do none of the dumb shit. Drive without license, all that dumb shit. And the person telling you to drive without license, they don't even drive. The person that's driving them around have license. So with that being said, man, I love y'all. I'm out of here. I'm about to relax. I was gonna keep the save, but I'm gonna delete this. I'm just free remorse. Our study group today is at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone on Instagram, burningbushtabernacle.ts. My email is goodman, KHARY@gmail.com. Inbox me, man. Our webpage is bbtsciencetemple.com. You get our books, you get anything, man. Donate to the movement. Donate to the movement. I love y'all in peace. Oh, and also, our business page is MorrisHaberdasher.com for all your Moorish American regalia and much, much more. If you a Moor, go on and get your fez on there. If you wearing a turban and you don't know how to tie your turban, this is the She-Mag. I'll show you how to tie it. I'll show you how to tie your turban. Don't be lazy and just put the little cap one on, because that's cool, but we tie our turbans. Tying your turban is a ritual. This is a She-Mag, but I have the long turbans too. You should want to learn that. That's a ritual. It takes practice. www.morrishaberdasher.com for all your Moorish American regalia and much, much more. 4:30 p.m. AZ time zone, Moors. We're going to be all private on Zoom. If you want to join us private on Zoom, send me an email. A small $10 or $20 donation will give you access, and I'll send you a PDF copy of my book, Divine Creed of Moorish Islam, to start you off. If you want all 10 of my books, I'll give them to you for a $75 donation. You can go to Office Max and Staples and print them all for a $75 donation. That's 10 books. You can get all your books from me. You don't have to go to Amazon. And you can compare the prices off Amazon. And my books are like NFTs because you can help somebody else. Come on, Morris, support. I love y'all. See y'all at 4:30. Islam.